Hello? Hello? Guys, please let me know when this thing's on. Need to get better at this, knowing what crack is. Oh, I'm on. Guys, holy shit, by the way. Holy shit, we're on. Oh my goodness me. If anybody's watching this as a video, let me just get a little bit excited because look at the state of these graphics. Are you having me on? Look at the standard we have set. This is a new level. This is never seen before. Incredible overlay. We are so back. Nobody's ever been this back. Look, I can change all shit. Look, it just moves. Oh my god. This was something called Stream Builder. Mint. Like, absolutely mint. The standards. Wowza! Holy shit! Right. Anyway, the community leaderboard thing, I ain't got a clue. Hold on, let me just, I'll show you the crack actually. So this is what I see, all this stuff here. That might get me in a lot of trouble. We've started. We have started, baby. Right. So, the crack is with this. The crack is, I'm going to do this twice a week. The original plan was that I wanted to do this every day. But then after careful consideration and listening to what people were saying, it would not make much sense to do it every day. Because then I would literally just be sat here saying the same thing over and over again. Would I not? Like, how many times can I literally say, Barnsley have missed out on this guy. Wickham are going to beat Barnsley to local postman. We're going to get it done on everything. So, and I'm going to do multiple different lives for different things. But for this specific one, I want to do 2 a week at 6 o'clock. I just don't know the days yet. But when you see me later on in the week doing the same thing, then you'll know. Okay? Then we'll know. Right. Let's proceed. Holy shit. No, I want to do it more than once a week because this is costing some brass. So I want to at least get some back. Speaking of, let me just run an ad. I'm joking, I ain't done that, by the way, if anybody thinks that. Right, first. So, hold on, let me just check this, actually. Just before we really get in there. Like, if I click this, does that go on screen? Oh my god, look at that! I can't do that for every chat, obviously, because there's like a million that go in every day. So I can't. Right. Okay, Job first. Any thoughts, guys? I am still going to, even though it's going to turn into a video afterwards, and that is what a lot of people are going to see it as, I still am going to try and keep it live friendly. And mainly live stuff. Because I still want to speak to everybody and see what the vibe is. I want to know people's thoughts. Because I know for a fact that people don't like this one. Straight away. The amount of people that I see, and I did a TikTok on this earlier, so if you've seen it, I'm going to repeat myself for like 5 minutes. I don't know what people are on. Like, what world are people on where they think that this is not a good deal? I seriously don't get it. Like, is it a lot of money? Yeah. Like of course it's a lot of money. But the fella's 19. Like, I'm going to try and not lose my rag, but the fella is 19. Do people truly think that you could... Right, let's look at this logically. Dortmund, one of the biggest clubs in the world, Champions League winners. They get, 55,000 people in every week. They're consistently at Champions League. They're one of the biggest teams in Germany by a mile. Do you think they're notorious for signing players quite cheap, developing talent and selling them on? They are literally... They move like Swansea, but on a humongous scale. Are they seriously going to look at Jobe Bellingham and think, I'm going to drop 30 million quid on this guy if he's not going to be worth it? No. Like obviously that's not going to be a thing that happens. They must see something. Everybody can see that he's a good player. And I think if he had a different last name, seriously, I think people would rate him a lot higher if he were called like Job John. You know what I mean? Like, 30 million quid to Dortmund, it's a lot of brass. But at the same time, they make that much money. The sales and the sell-ons and stuff like that, all the add-ons that they get from selling players like Haaland and Ousmane Dembele's over years. Mate, I don't know what people expect. He's a good player. He started effectively every game, more or less, for Sunderland. At 19, got promoted to Premier League, surrounded by a young team. I seriously do not know what people, I don't know what people expect. Does anybody think you can actually get this guy for less than what they've paid in today's market? I didn't think, and I said this on my TikTok, I didn't think Jude was that good when he went for that price. Well, don't get me wrong, you're all right. And I went home and away to Birmingham, and someone did remind me, to be fair, that he got a nice assist against us. But other than that, I remember Birmingham coming to our place on that Tuesday night. I think it might have been on Sky, actually. And all the hype were around him. Everybody was just non-stop bumming Jude. And I was sat there thinking, what are people seeing? But obviously, you're paying for potential, which is what Dortmund are doing as well. This some just massive aliens. That honestly, that's all I'll say. Right. After every player, we'll do this thing. Teeny Toes, brother! My man! Gerhard Struber is the main man. Sure, I mean, yeah, we could do, like, shut up, Blue Cat. We're not doing that shit today. Sorry, Tommy. Yeah, we could do, like, manager talk as well. I can't make that as a graphic because it doesn't have it on there as an option. Look, I shaved, by the way. Look at me. Like I've gone 3 rounds with Scarface. Yeah, Struber first. I mean, I'd run a TikTok on this as well. Struber's very good. Like, I've seen Bristol City fans saying they'd rather have Rob Edwards than Struber, which is nuts. And I get that it's a foreign name that people won't recognise because it's only been in England with Barnsley and nobody else. Other than that, bear in mind, New York Red Bulls paid us at least £1 million for him. Bristol City fans have got it wrong, thinking that we sacked him. We would never have sacked that guy. We stayed up 4th bottom on last day. We scored 2 last-minute goals against Forest and Brentford, who finished 7th and 3rd and could have got it playoffs and automatic promotion if they're the betters. Tactically, we were very good, and I do think COVID saved us. I stand by that. I do think COVID saved us. Jimmy, you've ruined my whole flow. COVID did save us, and tactically, we're very good. But as a man-manager, bro, that guy was him. That guy was actually him. You've got to think that squad were crap. We brought some very good players in season after because that's when Ismail come in and got us to Championship playoffs. So we brought some good players in afterwards, and the loans were really good that we had in, like DK, players like that. Moat started balling out big time. But that squad that we had was so much worse than Wigan's, who went down instead of us. I know they got a points deduction, and before any Wigan fan starts crying, that's because you took a striker and didn't pay for him. You bitches. Such big babusos. And this, just like to go on a tangent, this is why I also don't like Daniel Farke, because the greasy, chip pan-headed, fat bastard was sat there on like the game, Norwich bet us, last game of season, to win league, I think season before or something, or season after, whatever it were, and he comes out on interview afterwards and is like, yeah, Barnsley should do the right thing and get relegated. Why don't you wash your hair, for a start? Why don't you wash your hair? Like, disgusting. I bet he stinks. Right, anyway, sorry. Luke, brother, good for 3 months. Kiss, thank you very much. Enjoy the John. Thank you, mate. Ben, thank you for £2, brother. Hold on, what does that say? I need to wait for it to, like, come round, because I can't see. Oh, do you reckon... He won't get in team. I'd rather have Jallo, and that's on God. Like, genuinely, I would rather have Jallo on God himself. Hold on, I'm just playing a minute. How do I get this shit off now? Like, guys, thank you so much for your comments. Love you all. Kiss. Thanks for the beans, early doors. Cheers, guys. Thank you very much. Right, let me get on with this shit. Right, we'll move on. It like wiggles and stuff. Oh my god! Thanks, Ben. Right, this one I might have a completely wild opinion on this. Like, mine might be so wrong, but I am not getting the hype with this guy. I'm not. Like, seriously, I'm not. I know for a fact people are just going to disagree with me. Is this the guy? Like, this is deemed as a big signing. It's a big coup. It's a free, obviously, and he's a good player for Blackpool. He scored 8 goals in like 33 games, I think, this season. He's a good player. Don't get me wrong. But if he's the man, because he's going to be on a wedge at Charlton, you know, if he is the man that Charlton are relying on to really make a difference, I think I'm lost. I seriously think I'm lost. Charlton, they've lost a player on a free, which we're going to look at in a minute. They've lost a player on a free, and then they've signed someone on a free, and I think they've got worse. No, you don't, Jimmy. No, you do not, baby. You do not know who I am. I could sell sand to an Arab, Mr. Ramble. But yeah, I'm not convinced, especially if they play him down middle. He's got to come into here, Blackpool, playing off left, because that's where his best football were at Blackpool this season. Like, traditionally, he's a midfielder, and he has been for a couple of years before this year. But he weren't as good then. This has been the best year that he's had for Blackpool by a mile. And he started out wide left for the majority of it. I might be wrong. Seriously, like, Blackpool fans, come and tell me if I'm wrong here. But from what I've seen, like, I watch highlights of this shit every week. From what I've seen, he come off left majority of the time. And his best football will coming off left. I don't know. But obviously, Bolton just signed Dolby. I'm not even convinced on him, by the way. Like, we could talk about him in a bit, but I'm not even convinced on that guy. I'm glad that we weren't in for him because I saw a lot of Barnsley fans moaning. I'm avoiding Barnsley talk. I need to compose myself because there's too much happening. There's too many gizmos on my screen, and I'm trying to like speak loads of waffle at once. Going back to Sonny Carey. Forgot what I was saying. I'll just leave it and move on. No, Campbell, that like winger, because Charlton played a 5-back, but Campbell would come out wide a lot. But he can go either side, can't he? There's no way. Carey can't go in middle in Championship or he's going to get found out quickly. He's also not good enough to go left back. I wouldn't have thought. If he's going left wing back, because obviously he's played out wide this time, but if he's going left wing back as a replacement for like Thierry Small, I think they're in trouble. Generally think he's in trouble. And I also think Blackpool, I've got like a team focus later on that we're going to look at. Blackpool, I think, have done some stellar business so far. And although it's annoying that they've lost him on a free, I don't think this is end of world, personally, that they've lost him. I really don't. They could have lost, like, honestly, I'd take the trade that they have done, which we'll obviously come and look at in a bit. YOLO Mc8562, as a Wednesday fan, I don't know why I'm here, but enjoy. You need to start looking at averagely rate players, mate, because you're going bust. But thank you for your £2. Kiss. Why don't you send that to Chansiri? Sorry, I'm just giving you some jip when you sent me £2. Thank you, brother. Unlucky. Right, anyway. Let's get in there. Thanks for that. Next. People must be. No. Any real, like, serious League One watchers, you are going to have such a different opinion on this to the casual. We're going to talk about it in a bit, Jim. The casual League One watcher, maybe people who support Championship teams that barely watch League One sides, are going to think, wow, what a coup. I'm not sold. Seriously, I'm not sold. Santos can be a good player. Seriously. Oh, see, Jimmy knows. This is why he subscribed to Blaze Ramble, guys. This guy knows. Santos can be a good player. But we are living in the past if we think this guy is the answer. He must be coming in as a backup. I know, Joel, but then I just decided like this because of busyness earlier in the day, innit, as well. He must be a backup. If he's coming in as a replacement for Harry Darling, who's going to inevitably leave on a free, good golly, Miss Molly. 29, I know. Wrong flag is switched. Not to do with me, mate. Graphic company. Not to do with me. It's on Finley, don't worry. He's going to be on bench. That's fine. If he's just coming in as a backup, I can get behind that, to be fair. But again, he's going to be on a wage, you know. Surely to God, they could have gone for a cheaper alternative. Probably a bit younger with a bit of resale value or not as much money that is still a free. Like, they could have gone for like Horsfall at Stockport, who Blackpool have got. That Wednesday we've gone to Blackpool now. Who else? Paudie O'Connor. I know you might not be able to pull him because he wants to start every week. That's why there's a lot of League One sides going after him. If it is a squad here, that's fine. But if he's coming in to start, that's ridiculous. I don't think. I just can't. People agree with me. That's good. How do I get XP? I got a clue, mate. Literally no idea. Xander, on God himself, the big man upstairs, I did not press the add button. I've not pressed it once this stream. I'm going over there right now. Clicked. Right, moving on. Yeah, honestly, Pierre Jan is better than this guy. Santos, even Bolton fans will tell you, mate. Everybody deludes their own players and hypes them up to absolute max. And then, quite bitterly, says, oh, yeah, they were shit anyway. As soon as they've left, then they'll come out and say, no, this guy's crap. But Bolton was saying this halfway through this season anyway. It's not some bitter Bolton fan thing saying that he's not as good as he once was, because he's not. Like last season, even towards end of last season, not the one just gone, the one before that, he was starting to peel off a bit then. He's not the man that he once was. He's just not. He's not. I'm gonna have to move on. Could have got a Luwu from us. There's a lot of good centre-halves out there. That a Luwu from Donny. Paudie O'Connor, obviously. You got Sonny Bradley. I know, like, probably some of these players want to definitely start. So even though Swansea might, like, say to Paudie O'Connor as a main one, oh, you come towards Championship football, a bit more money, blah, blah, blah. But Paudie O'Connor's approaching, what, 27, 28. He's going to want to play every week. Maybe it's for less money, but a footballer wants to play football, especially at that age. He's not a kid. He's not like a fit 35-year-old man. And Santos, I'm surprised, has taken this deal. He's just clearly after brass. because there's respectfully no way that he starts. Like, respectfully, no way. Mental. Tar W, brother, kiss. Thank you very much, mate. Very much appreciated at 5. Santos is a bit of a dodgy deal as a part of Sheehan's agency. Sheehan's agency. Real Swans fans a bit annoyed by the signing. He is a bench warmer, though. Yeah, if he's a bench warmer, that's all right. But as a starter, there's no way. Surely to God. Like, surely to God, there's no way. Sheehan is a part of Sheehan's agency. I thought he said legacy to start with, and I just stood by that as well. Because Sheehan's another one that I think is living on past glory. I think Bolton and Barnsley are very similar with that. Like, some of our better players from our two sides, for the last 2 years where we got playoffs both times and played each other both times, our best players from them years now aren't good enough. They're now players that you're trying to ship on a little bit, aren't they? If you are a Bolton fan, that is. But yeah, I'm going to say he's definitely a bench warmer. Surely. I think anyway. But thank you for 5, mate. Appreciate it. Sam, hold on, let me click it. Sorry, guys. Sam, thank you for £2, brother. Would Hoyland start up front for Rotherham? You know, that's one of my biggest honker takes of all time. Seriously, I thought, because I went to watch Hoyland, I once got paid by and had to go and watch AC Milan versus Atalanta. Guys, get off this dick. And I thought it was really good. Like, seriously, I thought it was really good. His hold-up play was mint. He's got worse since going to Man United. So, I mean, it's just a sign of the times, isn't it, really? It's a sign of the times. Would Hoyland start up front for Rotherham? I'd rather have Sam Nombe, personally. Thank you very much, Sam. Zach, thank you very much for the 2, kid. Let's get you off screen very quickly. Thank you, boys. Very much appreciated. Right, let's carry on. Oh, this one hurts. Oh. This timing of that Barnsley video that I put out. Chef's kiss. You know, the 3 or 4 players that I said at the time were Jed Steer, Paudie O'Connor, Sonny Bradley, and Ryan Ledson. I know we were talking to this guy. I know it for a fact we were close to getting this bloke in. I know it for a fact. And I have it on good authority, very good authority from multiple sources. He wanted to come here because he wanted to play under Urian, but Huddersfield have gone and instantly doubled his wages from what we've offered him. Which, good on Huddersfield, if you've got brass, flaunt it. I wish that we would do something like that. Because I think we've gone in with about £3,000 a week for someone that good. We'll look at Small afterwards, sorry. I think we've gone in for about £3,000 a week. And Huddersfield have instantly come and get him whatever he's on now. It's like 5.5, 6. I'm sure it is. But I know for a fact we were after him. I'll look at Small in a minute. Oh, God, I hate my life. He's such a good player. Such a good player. Every game he's played in his life is effectively in Championship for Preston. Yeah, he's fallen out of favour of him now for a side that finished 4th, 5th bottom this year. But he's a good player. He's a good player, man. It's just Barnsley, innit? It's Barnsley. Gotta hate my life. He's a good player. The only way that I can sort of understand us not offering more is if we keep Connell, sort of. Oh, let's go back to this. Jesus Christ. Christ on the bike. Right, Terry Small. Yeah, I mean, this is just like an extension from the Sonny Carey thing. They've lost a player and brought a player in and spent nothing, Charlton, after getting promoted, and they've got worse. It's long. It's a little bit long, you know. That ain't good. It's a really big coup from Preston as well. Who else they got? Preston got somebody else and I forgot who it is. If someone can remind me, that'd be great. But I know Preston have got somebody else and I forgot who it is. But the first bits of business that they've done, unless it's someone that they're like heavily linked with, Thierry Small's another really good bit of business. Because they've let so many players go, haven't they, Preston? Like players like Ledson as well, who I know he's not played a million games this season, but he's still come off bench a lot and he's been a heavy squad member of the team. For him to, for Preston even, to lose that many players and then bring someone like this in straight away, I think he's seriously shit up. Like big. Jordan Thompson, that's the one I think. Oh yeah, Paul as well. That Paul Valentin from Wednesday, that fullback. There's sort of both the fullback straight away. Maybe Wednesday fans are going to give him a load of shit. That Valentin, he's rapid, and in about 5, he's rapid. Half decent defending, but he just can't cross a ball. So he's like speedboat, no driver to absolute max. But Thierry Small, a 20-year-old as well, and the amount that they're eventually going to sell this blog, wowzer. Like it's a really good signing, man. It's a really, really good one. Yeah, there's a few. Honeyman and Saville have both been released from Millwall, aren't they? Apparently Saville's linked with Luton. I don't know if it's done yet, but he's heavy linked with Luton. Luton have got some brash, you know, and Saville's a good player. Right, we'll talk about... Oh, I've just pressed that on accident. Move on quickly. Yeah, again, we'll be back again. It's same thing with Wednesday and Preston. I know we wanted this guy as well. This is very annoying. Very, very annoying. Bag of shit. Oh my god. I'm gonna leak something right now. I'm gonna leak it for everybody there might be someone in there who's gonna get me in trouble, but I'm gonna leak this right now. I know another one for a God-given fact that we wanted this guy because Richard Keogh is now our new assistant manager, and he were asking around players and coaches and people in and around Wednesday their opinion on this man. So I know that we wanted him. Obviously, he's going to go to Preston over us, obviously. But apparently, he's like the least Spanish bloke ever and wanted to stay around here. So that's quite unfortunate. But again, it's a good signing for Wednesday. Not for Wednesday. It's a good signing for Preston. Wednesday, it's just constantly outwards business. It's just anything you look at with Wednesday, they're just losing players constantly. They've still not paid the staff, and it's 9 days late. I don't know how it works with being able to terminate your contract or all like that. But it wouldn't surprise me if staff start leaving and stuff like this. They are in a heap of trouble, buddy. They're in a hell lot of trouble. Right, next one. Cipriano from Peterborough to Watford. If Zach's in here, he's not going to like this. I don't like it. Again, don't like it. There's a couple in here that I do really like Thierry Small, very good signing. The Jobe one's obviously good. This one, on a free, again, it's a free, obviously, and it's not going to be in stupid amounts of money. It might have gone from 5 to 12 grand, something like that at Watford. But Cipriano, despite being a good player for League One, is he good enough at Championship, mid-table? I don't think so. He can terminate contracts if they go 2 months unpaid. Honestly. They might get there. Someone might come and save them if they have to. If they go into admin, they'll get saved, which is really annoying because I don't want them to get saved. In fact, I just want Wednesday to die by 1,000 cuts. Like, I don't want them to go bust because then they'll win every game for about 7 years straight. Personally, I would like them to just get relegated and then be like mid-table, bottom League One, and then just do what we're doing, basically. If they could do what we're doing, that'd be great. That'd be absolutely fantastic. But yeah, going back to it. Cipriano is a good player, but I'm not convinced he's going to be coming straight in and being fantastic for Watford. Zach, I can see you in chat. Help me out. Do you agree with this? He walks into Barnsley's team rat boy. This is Watford we're talking about, you big todger. You big old dunce. Yeah, he's a good player, but I'm not. Nah. I'm just not having it. just not having it, respectfully. I'm not having it. Good player, but I'm not convinced I'm not convinced he's the answer, really. Teeny Toast, I can't get it on the screen for some reason, but thank you very much, buddy. Appreciated. Kiss. Sent 1 Callum Fowler gift memberships. Why don't it come up saying you're a good? Really, really unfortunate. I wish it would. But thank you. Kiss. Right, next. Oh, yeah, right. So, see, there's different types of graphics, man. This is absolutely wicked. Yeah, so, I'm trying to think how I can get my words across here. Charlton have got promoted. Blackpool haven't. Blackpool have effectively lost one of the best players. Charlton are 1 for 1, and I think Blackpool have done considerably better business than Charlton have. I think Blackpool. I genuinely think Blackpool have had a blinder. They've got unfortunate not being able to get a fee for Carey. But them 2 defenders bringing them in so early. There's only a limited crop of centre-halves, isn't there? Really. And I know you've got like Sean Rogan and Paudie O'Connor at Lincoln. You've got the Oluwu at Donny. There's a few decent centre-halves knocking about. I didn't even know Horsfall were on a free. There were nothing in me that thought that he'd even leave. Really. Obviously, everybody knew about the Wednesday boy and that he was going to be coming probably to top-end League One. I thought he was going to go to Rotherham because he came from Rotherham in first place, and Rotherham and Wednesday, they always just like link. Any half-decent player goes to Wednesday, and then when he's crap again, he goes back to Rotherham. That's just how it goes. He's a good player, especially for this league. These are 2 very good centre-halves. The 2 best ones you can get. The 2 top League One standard defenders. To get both of them in so early as well is main thing. Because the day they come back to pre-season, you don't have to wait a month and then bring them in and get them up to speed and everything. You walk in first day, Steve Bruce there in his bikini in hotels, and it's really good business straight away. Really, really good business. Instantly. You think Hector do well alongside Loser, but Loser's not the most physical bloke ever either, is he? And neither is Cipriano. Well, I'm going to... Listen, Jay Nat, just get ready. It's coming up, buddy. Just get ready. Hector needs a partner who will read the game very well, like Collins did, and is more defensively minded. But that didn't Loser, though. From my opinion on him, and Watford, that didn't him. But yeah, Blackpool, I think, stealing Shaw early doors for being very good. I think there's nobody that's really done a much better job than these have so far. Blackpool I'm very impressed with. Next, right, we're going into the rumours section. Rumours section. Holy shit. Rumours and such. I'm only looking at certain ones because obviously there's that many that I'm picking out like the main ones a minute. I can't cover everything because obviously this is my first one and I'm covering everything that's happened so far. Once I'm doing it every few days, if I do 2 a week, I can talk about effectively everything. But for now, I'm just going to talk about the big ones. This is nuts. This is absolutely nuts. I didn't know that this were even going to be something that were for sale. As well, the market value that it shows on screen, I'm just going off what Transfer Market says. Obviously, it's going to cost a lot more than £350,000 if it is to leave. Wickham have got no real reason to sell. The amount that they're going to get from Kone if he does go is going to offset every loss they'll have for the next 5 years. And they won't need to sell anybody ever again, effectively. Because the amount that he's been rumoured to leave for, it's just mental. It's crazy, man. It is crazy. I don't think this happens. I know they're very interested. And, who's the main guy? It's like Fabrizio for EFL. Peter Rook. He come out and said that it's like the leading race and they're quite likely. That to me is nuts. It's crazy. I don't understand why Wickham would even let him go. I know they're obviously looking at some other centre halves and they had Sonny Bradley there. Who, I don't think Joe Lowe were even playing. Unless he were injured. I can't remember second half of season, but it was Sonny Bradley and Caleb Taylor that were starting for him both, weren't it? So Wickham needs centre halves anyway. Because they were both loans, them two. Unless they go and get Sonny Bradley on a free. He's out of contract. There's no way Joe Lowe's out of contract. There's no way. To be fair, Big, I did try to find it. I went on Transfer Market and Flash Score and everything, and I tried finding out if he is out of contract or not. And I couldn't find it because it didn't say. Which is weird. There's certain clubs that you can't find a lot out on. Like Wednesday, you can't find a lot of stuff on Wednesday. If he's out of contract. What? I hate Barnsley. I hate us. I know we realistically couldn't pull this off. It's 23 for God's sake. We're not going. I'm gonna lose my head. I'm gonna actually lose my head. So you're telling me that two best free transfer centre halves in league have gone to Blackpool already, straight off bat. Paudie O'Connor, we're gonna look at it in a minute. Joe Lowe's going to Huddersfield. Nobody's looking at a Luwu yet, in fair, or a Doffin, but we're probably not going to get them two either, because as soon as anybody comes in with a packet of crisps, then we're finished, aren't we? Fair enough. No, honestly, very good signing. I'm surprised that Wickham won't offer more money than Huddersfield, though. Unless he wants to leave. But I won't see why, because apparently the reason that... Well, we'll get onto it in a sec. There's a lot of centre-halves and players that Wickham are looking at that they're apparently offering more money than everybody else, which is why they're going to go to Wickham in first place. They've obviously got a lot of money. Their owners aren't shy. They're quite happy to throw it about. Wish I was like that, but obviously they're not. So why would he then leave to go to Huddersfield if Wickham are going to pay most money? Quite strange, I must say. Quite strange. Zach, thank you for the £2 again, buddy. Is Davis Killer done to Posh in this section? I'm just going to keep ignoring you. Josh, member for 4 months. Stevie G to Morecambe. Here we go. There's no way. Is that real? No way. There's no way. From Saudi Arabia to Morecambe, baby. Holy shit. Like Tyson Fury. Thanks, mate. Appreciated very much. Kiss. Hold on, let me get me widgets in that back up. Give a shit back. Not happening. Not happening. Who's next one? Oh, God, this is Big Dog. Huddersfield have way more money than Wickham. Yeah, but they're not going to do when Look, what's his name? When Kone gets sold. Look at your screen. Everybody look at your screen. I'm going to compose myself before I absolutely lose my rag. I am going to compose myself. We're going to lose out on this guy. It's sad. It's really, really, really sad. And honestly, I want to scratch all my skin off. But we are going to lose out on Paudie O'Connor, most likely. Huddersfield aren't as interested now, and he could get a championship move. Obviously, like Wednesday, they're going to go into an embargo, so they could look at him with some other players. I think he wants to play every week, doesn't he? At the age that he is, he's 27 and he's going on a free. He's going to want to play every week. It's just down to who wants to pay him more. I'm looking at the nation next to him, and it's Irish. I'm looking at Conor Rurian. Can we... bit of pull, maybe? Again, Callum Fowler sources. Callum Fowler sources are telling me that he does want to come and play under Rurian. I'm not even joking. You might think I'm delusional to the heavens, but I am being told that he wants to come and work under Rurian. But... as always, we have offered $1,500 and a Subway card, and then someone else is going to come in and chuck 6 at him, and that's it. He's going to pick Wickham. He's probably going to pick Wickham. Especially if Lowe goes to Huddersfield. It paves way for this to happen, for Wickham to go and get him. I know that Bolton, Barnes and Huddersfield were all after him. And then again, it were the main EFL bloke who come in and said that Wickham are leading race. Part of the reason, like, if Huddersfield don't seriously go for him, it must be that it's because he's not that good playing out from back. The teams that aren't, like the bigger sides, like the 3 that are in front of Wickham there, you'd think that he'd surely pick one of them ones. But unless they're not gonna chuck loads of brass at him because he might not fit the system properly. He's not a footballer. Paudie O'Connor is a defender. He's a serious old school defender. He's good at kicking it and heading it. He's not good at playing 40, 50-yard pingers out wide all the time, which is probably what, like, Urian and maybe Lee Grant want. So, he's obviously going to be a better fit for Wickham in that regard because they just don't play football, do they? Under Dodds. They just don't play. Oh, my God. And again, thinking about Barnsley, the only reason this can be justified is if the owners seriously, and I mean seriously, think that Shepherd coming back on loan from Bradford can go straight in, and Lopata coming straight back on loan from up in Scotland can go straight in. That is the only reason that can be justified as to why we're not going in for him. If we keep Lopata and Shepherd, if we keep both of them, bring them both back and play them both, we still need a centre half. It might just be going for Sonny Bradley and then accepting that's it. But Paudie O'Connor just takes everybody's defence to a new level, man. I don't care who it is. Anybody in this league at top end, if you put him in your defence, he starts and it immediately takes you to a new level. It's Pete O'Rourke, Luke. I think you just type in Pete, he'll come up. But it's just depressing thinking, like, what could be if we just had an half-decent owner. Okay, if we had Wickham's owners, we'd be out of here instantly. Shit's just so depressing. Shepherd can go straight in, he's immense. Yeah, he is very good. But I'm a bit worried about the transition from a 5-back to a 4, which Urian's going to play. Nathan Lowe's gone to Huddersfield on loan. I don't mind that one, to be fair. It's a really good signing. If that's right, and it is actually happened, obviously I don't know because I'm doing this. If that is right and it has happened, it's a good signing, but I'm not bothered. Like, a striker is the last thing that I'm looking at for Barnsley, really, from a selfish point of view. The last thing I care about is a striker because we've got best one in league. So I'm not bothered. We've got Davis Keeler done. Literally couldn't care less. We need good wingers and we inevitably need good midfielders when Phillips 100% is gone. But yeah, I mean, defenders is obviously what we've needed. We had a top 6 goal scoring record last season in League One and like a bottom 4 in entire country for defence. So obviously just the loans coming back themselves are going to take it to a new level. But it's depressing thinking what could be if we just chucked a little bit of brass at something for once. And I know we're in trouble anyway. Like, the amount of financial shit we're in is ridiculous. It's actually just pathetic. Like, we've had to shut us women's team down because it's cost 50 grand for us to do some stupid thing to pitch. Which, again, FA's rules are just ridiculous anyway. And we get 100 people going to watch. We get more people going to watch under 14s. But it's just stupid that for that amount of price, we've had to scrap women's team, but we're losing that much brass. It's just the way the Warrior Baby in it. It's just the way it goes. We are shit. Sadie, thank you very much. Appreciate it massively. Kiss. Loving this new style of content. Exclamation point. Different and funny. I've been so bored since this season ended. So did I. Honestly, I've been scratching to do a live. Honestly, especially after the playoffs, because I barely did them before that. But these graphic things are giving me a new lease of life, so I'm gassed. But thank you, Sadie. Very much appreciated. Again, thank you. I'll see you now all the time. I appreciate it massively. I'm reading everyone's comments, by the way. I'm not putting them on screen because if I do it, it'll never stop. You'll never be able to read anything. But thank you, Sadie, again. Yeah, that's Paudie O'Connor done, though. God. I'm so depressed. Seriously, I'm losing my rag. I'm genuinely losing it. Ethan Galbraith. Jimmy, if you keep talking, I'm going to block you and not speak about this guy. This is quite a good one. This is quite a good one. I really like this. I'm not going to lie. I really like this. Galbraith from Leyton Orient. I thought originally they were going on a free. I didn't know they had another year left on his contract. And then some Leyton Orient fan just said to me that he's going to go for 7 million quid from Leyton Orient with a year left on his contract. If you take a 7 off, maybe. I think they'll probably get what's showing on screen. I think it'll be 500-600 grand. Something like that. I don't think it'll touch 1 million quid. They turned down... what did they turn down? 1 million quid, Jimmy? 2 million quid? I watched your 10-minute thing earlier. Absolutely crap video. I watched it earlier, though, and I think it's 2 million quid that they turned down last summer for him. Or in January, maybe, because they thought they had a chance. Good player, though. Wowzer. Good player. He has been playing out wide a lot for him this season. And if he has to go to Sheffield United, I do think this makes more sense from a Swansea point of view because he is good with ball at his feet. He likes to keep ball, Galbraith. He's not one that will just punt it up front for nothing. His ball retention is very good. So it suits Swansea and what the style of play is. Sheffield United, do they need, if he's going to go in right back, does Sheffield United need a right back? Really? An attacking minded one? Because he likes to get up. David Jones, DKD is quite clearly the best striker in current league. Quite clearly. But yeah. I don't know if this is a good fit for Sheffield. Because he's not good enough at middle at Park. And I don't know if he's that bigger an upgrade at right back. It's obviously, if he can get him for like less than 1 million quid, it's more or less a free hit to somebody like Sheffield, in it with parachute payments and all that. But is he going to come in and start and elevate your team? I doubt it. He won't be good enough in midfield. I know you're going to lose like Sousa and Amer. But he's a bit too lightweight, I think, to play middle. You're desperate for a right back. But you play... Does Sheffield United not play 4 back? He's not been like an out-and-out right back for Leyton Orient from my view. Leyton Orient played a 5 back and he's been like right wing back in it. Like Thierry Small. He's like that type. He's not like a traditional right back. And I thought that's what Sheffield were playing about for. I do think it's a better fit for Swansea. It's not to bite it. Again, for the price it is, it's just a free hit, isn't it, man? It is just a free hit. He's a very good player. He'll play right wing. He's not good enough going forward. He's not good enough going forward. He's good at like running into space and keeping ball, but he's not going to run at a man. If you're playing here, nah. Yeah, I'm going to say Casper just watching from Starborough. Like, if you're playing him right wing, he's good, but he's not that good. I don't know. I do think it's a good signing for either of them, but if I was him, personally, and this is obviously not a bias thing, Sheffield United are a much bigger, better club than Swansea are. They're in a much better position, more likely to get to Premier League. But for his own game, if I were Galbraith, I would pick Swansea out of them too, personally. They're going to fit his game a lot better than what Sheffield are. But at the same time, I do think he fits what Sheffield United are all about, which is, oh my God, we're so humble. We're not arrogant like them next door. Here you are, shut up. Right, anyway, moving on. This is big one. This is the big one. Let me just check if there's another one after this. No, this is the last one, and then we can talk about whatever's happening. This is the big dog. I don't know how reliable this is, but Kona is going to have a lot of interest in him. Anyway, he's going to have a lot of interest in him this summer. And that, honestly, that it's showing on there, 300 grand, that is his market value according to Transfer Market, which is at least a 0.5 off. Kone, I saw that West Ham wanted him for 15 million quid. That is probably wrong. Maybe I've been sold a kipper, but 15 mil is good, mate. I'm not being funny. I want 100 for Jallo. If this guy goes for shoving 15 million quid, he's 20 and he's scored a lot of goals. He's a unit. He's very physical. He's good at everything. He is League One's R9 at the end of the day. And under Dodds, he's not really done anything, but that is just because Dodds is shit. He's a crap manager. Since Bloomfield went, Wickham in general have just gone down pan. But he's a good player. I don't know if he's good for Premier League. Maybe like a ambitious Championship side could come in for him for about... Well, I don't even know what... Is 15 million that far out of question? They turned down, were it 6-7 million quid from Luton that they turned down in January? And I know everything's inflated in Jan. But Wickham with their ownership situation and being quite clear that they don't want to sell anybody and that they've got money and they'll spend it if they want to, they don't really need to sell unless there's a ridiculous fee comes in. Yeah, I know. It's only 20, I know. And you're buying potential. Same as Jobe, you're buying potential. And I do think if Coney played for someone like Bolton or Huddersfield, Barnsley, like someone that notoriously are a bigger club, I think you'd immediately just think, yeah, that's more justifiable. Whereas because he's at Wickham, you just think, I'm not giving thee that much. That Wickham. You know what I mean? And people do that with us as well. But there's that much money in this game now. And especially when you look at the price that other players go for, why would they sell for less than like 10? They don't need to. They got to playoffs this year. They're going to strengthen in January. There's just no reason for him to sell for less than that. Like Barnsley are not selling DKD for less than 5 million quid. Do you know what I mean? And you look at like clubs like Barnsley, Wickham, anybody in League One and think, how can you justify that? But they've got no reason to sell. And he's a very, very good player. Very good player. So even though he's obviously not worth that right now, he's a tidy little boy. He's corny. He's a tidy player. He's good. Finlay, thank you for £2, buddy. Early League One top 6 prediction. Bald egg Grant's army. Hashtag. Okay. I don't know where Huddersfield yet, you know. Seriously, I don't know where Huddersfield yet. Obviously, the amount of money that they're spending and the players that they're linked to and ones that they've already brought in, they're going to be top 6 easy. I'm going to say Huddersfield, Barnsley, Bolton. Luton obviously going to be in there. Blackpool could, like based on what's happening in a minute. Are any at 3 coming down? What did I just say? Barnsley, Huddersfield, Bolton. What other one that I just said? I can't remember. Barnsley, Huddersfield, Bolton. Shall I say it again? Because I forgot. Luton. I think Stockport could fall down a little bit, you know. Blackpool. Cardiff. I still think, I know someone said earlier, I saw it in chat about Plymouth keeping Hardy, but I think they'll struggle with that. If they keep him, then happy days. You know what I mean? They'll definitely be in there. But losing the manager and odd little bit that's happening, there's a lot of half-decent sides in this division. At minute, I don't know. I don't know. Wickham, not convinced. Seriously, not convinced at the minute. But thank you, Finlay, very much. Right. What else is there? So, anybody got any goss for me before I wrap up? I don't just want to sit here and waffle because it's going to turn into a video afterwards and video retention and such. Unless there's something happened. Apparently, there's Nathan Lowe. Hold on, I can put it on a carousel. Look at this shit. It just does it on its own now. Absolutely wicked. I should do if it ever works. Hello? Can this shit... Is this thing on? There we go. Right. Yeah, Nathan Lowe, I'm not... I mean, it's a good signing for Huddersfield because they'll have Nathan Lowe and then Taylor stood up front. As far as League One goes, you're not getting a better strike force than that. That's outrageous. How good that is going forward. I'm not overly sad. I'm not overly sad from a bounce perspective. I'm not overly sad. Yeah, me and Jimmy are going to do a show as well. We're going to have a live thing going on soon, but I'll announce that all when we're close to doing it. Put your Todger away, Jim. Jesus Christ. Do you think Sadie Peck will be at Sheffield next year? West Ham want him. I can't see him leaving, really. I don't see what Sheffield United fans do with me. Like, he's a good... Don't get me wrong, Peck's a very good player. I know he's come from the academy. He's a fan, all that shit. He's a young lad. But he's... And again, you're probably buying potential, which you could just argue for anybody, really. Like, the potential side of things. He's a good player. But if he's going at Premier League... No. Respectfully, no. Also, Jimmy, I saw you earlier saying about DKD for 5 million quid. I promise you right now, number one, DKD is not leaving. He won't leave. I know he's fully committed to being here. Guys, I've got connections these days. I'm mates with footballers, all right? Like, get off me dick. There's no way he's leaving. And if he does, it's for a club record fee of at least 5 million quid. In fact, I think Alfie Mawson was 6 million quid. It's at least 5 million quid if he comes. Respectfully. But, boys, unless there's anything else glaringly obvious, then I'm going to say thank you very much for being here. I'm going to dip. I don't just want to be sat here stalling. I want it to be a good, consistent thing all the way through, and then, like, leave at the peak. You know what I mean? As soon as you get to the top at a party, you just go. Don't wait till it's shit and everybody's, like, sat sniffing. Just go when it starts getting good. Boys, thank you guys for being here. Love you all. Anybody that's donated, I appreciate it massively. Very much appreciated. Anybody that just sits here and watches and lurks or just chats or anything, boys, thank you very much for being here. Love you all. Kiss. And I will see you soon. I'm going to do 2 of these a week. There's one where me and Jimmy come in, and then I'm going to do a Barnsley one every week. So there should be 4 lives fairly consistently very soon. I'll update you all on like the YouTube like post things or on Twitter or whatever it is. I'll tell you all crack when I know what it is. I'm just working dates out and shit like that. I hope you all like the graphics because this cost me £17,000 up front for the season. So thank you as always, boys. Love you all. Kiss. And I'll see you in a bit. I'll see you next time. Ha, you read. Bye, guys.